Hello and welcome to the Just for Gamers video game podcast. Episode 172. It's not coming home, but they are. In this week's episode, we're back on a Wednesday. JfG Ash starts his home of the future. JfG Alex upgrades his flat. There's ample news.
At last.
And finally, we have some stats.
Hello and welcome to the JfG podcast. This is episode 172. My name is Alex and I'm joined as ever by my very good friend Ash. Hey buddy, how you doing there?
Hey buddy, as always, feeling good on a Wednesday, yaya, sparkling thoughts. Give me the hope to go on because it's fucking podcast time. And that lets me escape my actual life and not think about worldly topics, aka
The troubles of reality.
my world, which is the only thing that I worry about. Fuck everyone else, obviously.
Yeah.
So podcasting, mate, I'll tell you what I've been doing. It's what we do.
Go on.
I cooked the best joint of pork I've ever cooked. It was fucking amazing.
Holy hell, what made it so special, buddy, in comparison to other, presumably very well-cooked joints that you've cooked in the past?
Firstly, it was fucking massive, which was nice.
It's a whopper.
I put a lot of preparation into it, as in, you know, the night before, or the day before, gave it a good bit of salting, left it in the fridge to dry it out a bit. That was a tip from Papa Rag there. It's like, yeah,
he knows.
That's how you get your crackling nice and crackly. And then obviously salt and peppered that shit before it went in the oven. Then blast.
Uncovered in the fridge
Yeah,
overnight?
just uncovered, just leave it out, mate.
Shit.
You know, flop it out.
Give that a burn.
Yeah. And then, and then blast it at like 240, 250 if you can, if you got the oven to do it, for 20 minutes. And then knock that shit down to 180 and 20 minutes per 450 grams or something like that. I don't know.
Gotta have a system.
It was in there for a good 2 hours or something. But yeah, you gotta have that quick blast at the beginning. And oh, Jesus Christ, that crackling was just... Yeah, it was so juicy. It was fucking ridiculous. Seriously. I just watering at the loins.
Special
the
times.
Pork loin.
Yeah.
You could say right now.
The pork loin, absolutely.
Yeah. So that was probably the highlight of my week.
Okay.
Apart from getting my new magic lights. They came.
Oh, shit, they came.
They've arrived from China. How much was it? I think they were like 24 quid for two. And that's the Xiaomi Yi light. This week's episode is sponsored by Xiaomi Yi light. Because
they don't know it,
they're
but
fucking
it is
awesome. And yeah, fucking... I was like, what's this all about then? How do smart lights work? So you just screw them in and then you set it up on your phone and then you can turn them on. And then you can change all the colours. It connects to your Wi-Fi. And then I was like, oh, wonder if I can connect this to Google Assistant. It's like, yeah, you can. Or Amazon Alexa, whatever you want. I was like, I'd have Google Assistant because that's my phone. And I'm like, hey, Google. Oh, shit, it's going to do it. Yeah, there it is. Hey, Google, turn on living room lights. Then 2 seconds later, boop, they come on. And I'm like, hey, Google, change living room lights to green.
Oh.
And they go green.
It's the future.
Oh, it's
the future.
It is, mate. They're fucking amazing. £24, mate. You should check these out because I know you're on about the Philips Hue and stuff, but just save yourself a pretty penny. Check these out. They're ace. Got a little app.
Gibbons.
Fucking...
I want to get some friend of the podcast. Tom has he got a sort of cheap set of lights. And he's double-sided taped them to the back of his TV.
That's what I'm going to be doing. Yeah, mate. They do a light strip and everything, and I can have them all running off the same thing.
He's got them running all the way around the outside of the screen, and then he's like, "What we're gonna? Oh, we're watching football. Put it on green.
Yeah, green.
And it just looks
football mode.
Real good.
Yeah,
looks real
exactly.
Good.
I can't wait. I'm using them right now. They're in the living room right now. They're not in here. It'd be a bit pointless having them under the stairs. I could have them. I'll make it.
They'll be getting you a new grotto.
Indeed, buddy. Forward thinking. Whenever the fuck that happens. Yeah, good news for me this week. That's all falling through. Yeah. So, I mentioned last week about the old power of something. It's power of eternity. Not eternity. Attorney.
We both knew what it was.
Yeah, but we
couldn't remember the phrase.
And Dizzle was like, "Hey guys, you're talking about this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I had a massive brain fart last week. It just wasn't coming." But yeah, so that's not going through it anytime soon. Fuck. I could be out like $3-4 grand right now and have to look for a new house. Shit.
Not cool.
Not cool, buddy. So I'm not in the best of moods, but fuck that shit. It's fucking podcast time, innit? Let's
game
talk about
time.
shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm living out of boxes, many boxes. Everything's pretty much all packed away because we're thinking, hey, we need to move out of our house because we've sold it, and we don't really want to go through the hassle of trying to sell it again. That would be ball bags. So we're looking at like maybe renting somewhere for a few months. I'm at my wit's end right now. I don't fucking know.
It sounds like the right call, though. Like, finding a buyer for the house is like the super most important thing. Like,
you got to sell a house to buy a house.
Then once you're chain free, like if it does
exactly,
fall
that's
through,
it.
Then you're in a better position, even if you're down a few £1,000.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see what happens there. Like, she's being assessed by the doctor tomorrow to see if she's mentally capable, which she probably isn't. And then I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyway, that's fucking boring. Let's talk about other stuff. What you been up to, buddy?
Me? Hello.
Hi.
All right. How you doing? I'm all right, buddy. I'm fucking chipper.
Oh, what's that, buddy?
Because I'm unemployed.
Yay!
Come on!
Get in!
Fuck that fucking cunting job.
Yeah,
in
mate.
his arsehole.
Right in his bum.
Oh, God. Terrible experience. The worst job I've ever had in my life. And I've done some real shitty jobs.
He's been... What was that one where you were laying cables and stuff? That was pretty bad, wasn't it?
As a cable engineer, I was like climbing through tunnels under roads with like Ethernet cables.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I mean, this was like at the dawn of Wi-Fi that I was doing that, but I was like crawling through like underground tunnels of like ancient fucking buildings, like asbestos ridden corridors and shit.
Health and safety, like it.
But this job was worse. Like, at least that one, I got some exercise.
Oh yeah, you got out and about. Yeah,
yeah.
You did the thing. Yeah.
Fuck this one in the ear. So it's gone. So that's great news.
That chapter of your life is over now, buddy.
It is over for better or worse, buddy. And obviously, I am going to need to find another one because of money. But at this moment in time, buddy, I've been off for 3 days. And
what a beautiful 3 days, I bet.
I think I can safely say it's probably acceptable for me to enjoy it at this moment.
Indeed.
In time,
and how have you been enjoying those 3 days? Can I ask?
Oh no! After the weekend's festivities, of course, last week England lost, went out of the World Cup.
Good times.
World Cup's now all over.
It's not coming home.
It's not coming home.
There we go.
They probably have
172. Yeah. It's not coming home.
There you go. It's not coming home. So yeah, watched England lose. Left my job, and then at the weekend cooked a huge barbecue for the missus' family.
That'll do.
That was Saturday, and that was obviously great.
Saturday barbecue day.
Sunday, I don't want to stick the boot into the missus' family, but on Sunday, buddy, I bought and filled a paddling pool in front of my sofa where this table is right now. I filled it using saucepans, multiple saucepans, and then I got a bag of ice and I tipped that in as well, buddy.
Nice,
and then I watched the World Cup final with my legs in an ice-cold paddling pool with a beer either side of me, buddy.
Yeah.
Living
life.
I watched the second half in VR, which was a calculated risk when there's a VR headset on your face and a paddling pool a foot in front of you. It's a risk. It's a gamble.
But hey, no risk, no rewards.
You need to be an expert at VR. You don't want any sort of jolts or unnecessary movements that could cause the £300 piece of equipment to land in a child's paddling pool in your living room. But that didn't happen. It was a great time. So, to your question, buddy, what have I been doing with my time now that I'm unemployed? One of the great unwashed. On Monday, I cleaned the flat for like 5 hours.
Well played.
Yes. And then on Tuesday, what did I do? I went out and I did a food shop, buddy. And then I went for a walk. Yeah. And then I played some guitar.
What?
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
With all this spare time you have now.
Yeah. Today, I bought some polyfiller and filled in a few holes here and there around the flat, buddy.
Nice.
Replaced a light bulb under the kitchen that I've been meaning to do for a little while.
This is what happens when you don't have a job. You can get shit done.
Got time to do things.
Yeah.
And then I walked into town and I picked up a couple of games, buddy, from CEX.
What? You won the game of buying games?
I bought 2 games.
He's bought 2 games, yeah.
For the combined value of £6.
Sixpence.
Yep. So I'll talk about those in the next bit.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Today I cooked both lunch and dinner. I cooked like a really quite tasty ramen dish for lunch. Nice noodles, bit of a broth.
Nice.
Lovely stuff.
Like it.
And then this evening, some beef chili. Yeah. So probably spent 4 hours cooking today. I'm having a lovely time. I've also been playing hours and hours of Ark with Funk in the middle of the day because he's at home as well.
Yeah.
He does his like match betting stuff until he like is heading off for a bit of a on his sort of world travels type thing. So yeah, I've probably pumped 20 hours into Ark in the last like 3 days as well.
Oh mate, living the dream.
I tell you, I can't complain.
No, sounds good.
There you go, buddy. Went down the pub Monday night. Tomorrow, of course, is the jazz in the Pantals, and Friday's game night. And what more could you ask than that?
Week 1 done, really.
And tomorrow morning, what I don't have to do is either drive 2 hours to some fucking office building.
You could, though, if you wanted.
To service the needs of a group of people that I don't really understand any of their software or systems, nor do I need to fix whatever random problem may have happened to some random fucking client that I've never heard of, in a business I've never understood, with software that I don't understand. I don't have to fix their problems, buddy. Nor do I have to get Outlook up and running for a large business or organisation. So that's fine by me. What I'm going to do tomorrow, buddy, is go for a walk in the woods for like 3 hours. That's what I'm going to do.
That's your choice, isn't it? I mean, you don't have to do anything, but that sounds like a good thing to do.
I'm going to do that. The weather's looking good. I'm going to take my
take advantage of it.
I'm going to take my 15-year-old iPod with me and listen to some Minus the Bear, who announced their farewell tour today.
Ah, bye-bye.
Sad times. But yeah, overall, buddy, a happy chappy. A happy chappy right now.
There he is. Are you drinking the happy chappy?
I'm drinking some Staropramen, buddy. I believe I was last week as well. It's been down at about £1.79 in Sainsbury's for the 660s recently.
That's
and
expensive.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. For a 660.
That'll do, mate. Get the job done.
That's more than a pint.
Oh, exactly. I'm on the Green King IPA. Once again, it's cheap, and it does the job.
Gibbons, and that's all we need.
Indeed it is.
Well, beautiful, buddy. Unless you've got anything else, I think we should probably move on and talk about what we've been playing.
Gibbons.
As I listen to the dulcet tone, to sort of beautiful notes, tones and shifting pitches of Al Bowley, who we used to have, if you'll remember, walking through Mockingbird Lane when we first started on the podcast, buddy.
There we go.
Got his greatest hits on, and very much enjoying it. I am too, buddies.
Nice. I'm rocking some lo-fi, just jazzy hippity hop.
There you go.
You know, free and easy. Bebop.
Yeah. Scooby-Doo-Beep-Beep-Beep. Well, fair play, buddy. Do you want to get the ball rolling? What you been playing this week?
Obviously, Destiny 2. More of that. There's been a big old update, but I'm not going to talk about it because who cares? The main thing that I want to talk about is that, fuck me, we completed the raid in one sitting. We did it in just over an hour and a half, and I am well chuffed with that, seeing as, you know, we've only been having a go at it like for a couple of weeks, and you know, with time constraints, it's been a bit difficult here and there. But no, yeah, we fucking sat down last night about 9 o'clock, smashed it out by 10:30, and we were there like every week. Like you can get like a clan engram for like doing the raid, and yeah, we got the fucking clan engram for doing the raid for everyone. Fucking so well played to those guys and me, obviously.
That does sound speedy.
Yeah, well, it's not. It like I think the fastest someone's done it is like 18 minutes or something.
Right.
But it's like it's an achievement to like for us to just get it done within one evening, I'd say.
Because it was designed to be like hours and hours long, wasn't it?
Yeah, so. Like originally, like to get like all the mechanics and stuff down and everything like that. It's not easy, and like because it's so team based, like if one person fucks up in multiple occasions, it's like right, yeah, we've got to wipe and start that whole sequence over again and things like that. So. Yeah, we're getting pretty fucking slick at this now, and it's going good. We're thinking about having to go at the raid layers, lairs. Sorry, fuck me. In the next few weeks or so, and maybe even taking on the prestige, which is like it adds a little twist to like the different challenges and stuff like that. Makes it a bit harder. So yeah, progression, buddy. I want to try and get all the raid layers done before the new DLC drops and stuff like that, because there's the moments of triumph and stuff like that, which is like a points-based system. So there's a big old checklist of shit to do, and the more points you get, the more prizes you get and stuff like that kind of thing. So obviously I love my checklist, buddy. Gotta get them done.
You certainly do.
I feel like it's like I was thinking about it because like on Giant Bomb like last week they were talking about like trophies and achievements and stuff like that, and back in the day I would be like, when I didn't have to do anything when I was at uni, I'd be going through like getting all the achievements and be like, right, what's next on the list, I think that's why, like, you know, I like this game or these types of games because there's just loads of lists and it's like, right, cool, there's something else to do, I can just go and do that. Like I can do whatever I want, but it's just nice to have goals.
I don't see a problem with that. I mean, people will, like, whether they're playing devil's advocate or they actually believe it, people will be like, that's fucking pointless. Like, why are you doing
of course
that?
It is.
The whole media is pointless. Like, all of the games are pointless.
What's the point? Yeah,
we're not working towards something here. You know, we're not achieving something.
No.
So if you wanna play through a game that's got a story and then put it down, if you want to play an open world game where you kind of create your own story, or if you want to do something like Destiny where it's like, this week fucking collect 20 of these, and you're like, yeah, sure, that's something to do.
Sounds cool.
No one is achieving more with their lives than anyone else.
Exactly,
is what I'm saying.
And that's the thing. It's just all about enjoyment, isn't it? Exactly, buddy.
Absolutely.
You know the score. Apart from that, I've been playing fucking loads of Switch with the fam.
It just keeps buying those Switch games all the time and then backing them up. It's ridiculous.
I'm trying to. Oh yeah, I might have purchased. I think it's the Street Fighter 2 collection this week. I haven't played it yet, but I did buy it.
You bought it, yeah.
I bought that game, yeah.
Give us.
But
updates
in the Switch hacking scene. They've managed to get the games on the store. You can load them now. So I'm looking at some of those games that I might buy and then back up at the moment.
Nice.
There's one called Golf Story, which is like a top-down 2D golf game with RPG elements.
Oh,
I know, right? I was like, yeah, okay, that fucking sounds good to me. I'll play that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've started making a little list of like games I want to get. I want to get Captain Toad's treasure thingy thing. It's like a puzzler. That looks cool. And there's one called the Adventure Pals, which looks really cool. I can't remember. It kind of reminds me of the art style of like Castle Crashers and stuff like that. And I thought it was them. Was it like Behemoth, is it? But it's not them. It's someone else. But it looks kind of cool. It's got like local co-op and stuff like that. I was like, it's like a 2D platformer adventure game. I was like, that looks kind of fun, kind of cool. Looks a bit crazy. But yeah, things to look out for in the future, I'd say.
Gibbons, buddy. Yeah. Beautiful.
But yeah, mainly it's just Bomberman and playing some Donkey Kong still. Mario Tennis, mate. Seriously, it's a cracking tennis game. Anyway, tennis. Ugh. What have you been playing this week?
Tennis. I bought 2 games today. If at the start of the week I had said to you, like if at the end of last week's show, if I had said to you, I'm going to go into town next week, buddy, and I'm going to buy 2 games. I'd like you to guess what they're going to be. I don't believe you would have guessed either of these.
I feel like virtual tennis was on the cards because you have said that you were looking for it. So I feel like I might have got that one. But
maybe so, yeah. I
no
got
idea
Virtual
what
Tennis,
the next one. Yeah, go on.
Virtual Tennis 3 I picked up today for £1. It's such a good game. I loved the original arcade game, like Virtua Tennis. I loved the Dreamcast port was fucking fabulous. Like I really enjoyed that. That was probably my most played game on the Sega Dreamcast. And then I don't think we had the second one. I can't quite remember, but Paul picked up the third one. And we played the fucking balls off it. Like, online as well, we used to play doubles against random numpties and just really enjoy it. This is the one I remember being really good. Like, I think they brought out, like, a 2009 version that was basically the same, just, like, slightly up-resed textures and stuff. But it wasn't necessarily a better game. So I stuck with this one. It was £1. It's fucking brilliant. I love it. So... well worth it. Like, fucking quid, man. Seriously.
And it's got proper tennis scoring in it as well.
It's got proper tennis scoring, yeah. It's got customization. It's got mini games involving, like, barrels and hoops and targets. And that's worth it alone. So, yeah, that's fucking sweet. Been playing that. I'll save the other one because... my life's taken a weird turn in that regard. So let me move on to... obviously, I've been playing loads of Ark, as I said. The ongoing adventures of Ark. I don't know how interesting it is for everyone.
I need to step into this world again, because it's obviously you've chucked a lot of hours in since I've last been.
You wouldn't believe what we've got. Obviously, Funk's like pumped in more than double the time that I have. I just like jump into his world and it's like, what are you up to? And I'll help out kind of thing.
Yeah.
But we've been building these rafts, like 3 or 4 story rafts made of concrete.
What the fuck?
Because... you can sail down a river in this, like, fortress and nothing can fucking get you. You can shoot out the windows, nothing can get in through the doors. So you can tame stuff and you can go into the most dangerous parts of the map and not get completely blatted. So
yeah.
That's what we've been doing. We started off, we made this massive raft, or Funk made this massive raft. I piloted it. I tend to be controls boy. I'm either flying like a pterodon or piloting the raft. It's kind of my thing. Also, Funk's more than double my level, so he's quite useful to be doing the fucking attacking while I'm just like, steering the pedalo. So yeah, we went on this mammoth fucking journey that took 3 sessions to complete, because what we didn't factor in when we decided to sail down one of the rivers in the middle of the map was that the whole thing was just going to be trees and rocks and jungle, and like we just kept getting stuck. There were a couple of times when we thought the raft was like it was all over because we couldn't move it for ages, and then suddenly we like got it going again. So then we made Raft B, Raft 2.0, which is half the size-ish of original Raft, far more manoeuvrable. And then we went up north We've got a couple of T-Rexes tamed now, buddy, as well as... we've got, like, so many different animals now. We killed
Proper
some
Jurassic
fucking
Park.
giant shark the other day. Yeah, it's just the most amazing game. There's so much going on. We've made our way up to the north now, but we can't go up this mountain because it's too cold. We need to like create a load of fur clothes.
Get some thermal underwear on.
Yeah, it's kind of got to be done. So yeah, we're at the stage now where we've got stuff like I've got a rifle, and Funk's got like metal armor. But we need a couple more things before we can kind of move into the next level of technology and get like ray guns and shit. But,
oh my god.
It's such a cool game.
Is there a way to like automate a lot of this, or is it like are the dinosaurs doing a lot of the work for you? Is that how the automation kind of works on this game to get like a lot of the resources for, like you say, like your metal armor and stuff?
Not really. No, there's not very much automation at all, if any. You can send dinosaurs out to scavenge and stuff.
Yeah,
we haven't done a great deal of that, so I don't know how successful it would be. But mostly, what it comes down to is upgrading your equipment when you're like. So, for example, if you use the sort of original primitive axe or whatever to chop wood, then you get maybe 10 wood per swing or whatever. But once you get it up to like the fucking Mega Daddy axe, then you get like 100 wood per swing.
Oh, okay, so it just makes it easier to get those raw materials.
Yeah, exactly. The same with pickaxes. If you've got like a steel one, then you get like way more stuff like all the time. It still feels like we're only scratching the surface, even though we've put hundreds of hours in. It's just an incredible game, and so the latest thing we've done is we wanted to go up this little inlet from the coast, and when we got there after like quite a voyage, we found that it was actually a waterfall. So we couldn't just like take the. So instead, we created a little base at the bottom of the waterfall, and then we got all the materials together to make a raft, and then we put them all into a big dinosaur, and then walked it up the fucking path beside the waterfall, and then built the raft at the top. And now we're gonna fuck off down the river. So fuck you, waterfall.
Yeah,
we got your number.
I love how you just stuff all the stuff inside a dinosaur. It's like, I'll take this, you bastard.
Exactly, yeah.
Right in the pooper.
It's so good. Such a cool game. So yeah, been playing loads of that. The other one from last week that I'm still playing is A Dark Room, that text adventure.
Oh, the text adventure, yeah.
It's so cool. So many different options now. I've got like a full town making like lots of different resources and stuff all at once. And I've been venturing out. You can actually go in like a sort of 2D map type adventure, like a sort of original Final Fantasy type thing at this point, because I've got the resources and the armor and the weaponry to sort of leave the village. And it's just very clever. Like I went north of the village a little way. You can only go as far as you have available water, and if you run out of resources in the wild or are killed, then you just respawn back at, I say respawn, it's just text, but it puts you back at your original village, and you're fine, but all of your gear's gone. So that's kind of the risk reward of going out. But yeah, like I killed off a load of stuff in a mine, and now I can send workers there. I found a town, and then I was able to expand, and now I can have like 3 times the population. It's very addictive. I spoke about it enough last week, so
I wonder how far that game goes.
I don't know. I've no idea. I mean,
exactly.
I've played it quite a bit now. I've probably played it for like 10 hours while I've been like doing
Is there a
other
way
things.
to save it to like your Google Drive or anything like that, so you could play it like on your phone or whatever? I know you said there was a way to like export the file, but I was just thinking it'd be nice if there was some sort of integration there.
If you're playing in a browser, then if you close the tab and open it, then it will save it and it will just pick up from where it left off. Or you can, the export feature is literally, it just gives you a code.
Yeah.
So you just copy paste the code. And I just Facebooked it to myself so that I could play it on my other account. I believe there are apps as well for this game. I don't think it's just a browser game. I think you can download it on Android, certainly.
I was just thinking, because like one of the Destiny apps, like I think it's Destiny Item Manager, you can link it up to your Google Drive, and like you can set save like different armor sets or whatever. So like I want my Void armor set or my fucking Arc or Solar one, and then in the app, or I can just click on it and go load. And because I've got it saved to my Google Drive, I can use that cross browser, cross wherever I want to fucking use it, because it's all interlinked with my Google Drive. And I thought that would be a really cool thing to have with that game in the browser thing, you know.
Well, I just clicked there's a get the app button at the bottom of the page, and a window pops up saying bring the room with you, and then it's got iOS or Android. So,
okay, so it's just a case of going on there then. Okay, cool.
Pretty cool. So yeah, no, it's very addictive. I was looking for some more games of that sort of style, because it's not something I've really played since I was like 6. So I'll
try and find out what those ones are that I had on my phone. They were really, really good.
Yeah, I did find that, and I didn't note it down because I'm a fucking idiot. I can't remember what I searched. Games Like a Dark Room, I think I searched, and that popped up like straight away. And it is Lifeline.
Yeah, that's the one. I think there's like I've got 3 of them. Yeah, it was really, really cool. I really enjoyed it.
I had to go with a game called Candy Box 2, which is like another ASCII. It's like an ASCII themed adventure.
Yeah,
very, very clever once again. But there was a lot more sort of waiting mechanics to that. Like a lot of these games are sort of like time-based ones, where it's like wait 1 minute and then you have this, and I think they're designed to be played while you're like supposed to be working or whatever. But
yeah.
A Dark Room doesn't really do that in the same way. There's like enough to be getting on with that you're never just sitting there. So I think that's probably the best one that I've played. So yeah, that's that. What have I got left? Unravel 2, buddy. Me and the missus have been playing through that, and we have now finished that game.
Completion Town.
Quite short.
Really?
Short. I think shorter than the first one.
That's a shame.
Not really complaining. I think it was £17 new. The levels were very good, but so much harder than the first game. Like, a lot harder. And you got to wonder who this is aimed at, because I was under the impression that although we really enjoy it and it's like a cutesy platformer to a degree, I thought it was kind of aimed at children to an extent. You know, this is a little woolen creature. I think the first game they were actually peddling like a kit with it, so that you could like create the little cuddly toy.
You can make it with with yarn, actually forge it. Yeah, in real life.
So this, I mean, it wasn't an issue really. I say it wasn't an issue for me. I did die a lot, but the missus really suffered sometimes. Like, she got real stuck. You know, if you're not someone who has been playing games for way too long, for loads and loads of years, all the fucking time, then some of the dexterity that you need for this, some of the jumps and stuff, and some of the swinging, it got to that sort of ninja rope pain where you're trying to sort of get it just about right, let release at the right time. And stuff.
I could see that. I did have a thought, like I said last week or whenever it was when we spoke about it. I was like, the whole Worms ninja rope issue was. I did think that might come into play.
Yeah, there's a few weird mechanics in here. There's a couple of occasions where I'm kind of like, I think you've probably run out of ideas here, rather than this being like a really clever thing.
Yeah.
There's a couple of points where, you've got sort of, I don't know, some weird swinging moments and some difficult stuff. There's some great puzzles though in this game, and all in all, it was really fun. But the other thing that was kind of lacking from this one that was there in the first one was the story. The story in the first game was very ambiguous. There wasn't any sort of dialogue or anything, but you could quite clearly tell it was about this old woman who was like losing her mind, and you were like playing levels to get her memories back, which is, is fine as a little sort of story for a platformer. Whereas this one, you're kind of just following the like ghosts of these like couple of kids. It was really hard to work out what was going on, and by the end of it I had absolutely no idea. And then we got to the end of the final level, and it just rolls this blurb up the screen that's like a sort of you can achieve your dreams, love can conquer all thing, and it just felt a bit half-baked, like I didn't really know what they were trying to say. But the actual game itself is really, really fun, and there weren't any moments where we were just like, fuck this, you know. It wasn't like Super Meat Boy sort of levels of annoyance. It was just surprisingly tricky in a few of the later levels. One thing I will say about this game, I think you want to play this 2-player to the point where a lot of the puzzles are kind of designed that way. And when you're playing single player, you still need to do some of those 2-player puzzles, and you do it in that sort of overcooked method of switching character, which is not something that I've ever really liked in any game ever. So I don't really want to control one player, put them there, and then control another player.
and then do the other one.
No, it's just, it ruins the flow of the thing. So I would say probably don't pick this up unless you've got someone to play it with. But if you do, then you'll have a real good time, and I'd imagine it's going to go super cheap, even though it already is pretty cheap.
It might even be PS Plus at some point, like the previous one was.
Yeah, very much so. So yeah, nearly done, buddy. I've got a couple more, weirdly. I downloaded a poker game this week from the store. I was just looking for free-to-play stuff, and I noticed that Prominence Poker was on the store. This is a free-to-play game, and obviously you can buy all poker games on the PlayStation Store have got like microtransactions and so on, but you can just play offline games or whatever. I had never properly learned how to play poker. Which seems silly now because it's a fairly simple game, but I'd never properly learned to play poker, and I felt like it was probably a life skill that I was kind of missing slightly.
I'm a bit worried now that you're unemployed that this has become a thing that you want to get into. That's
what the missus said as well. I haven't played online at all, nor will I.
Yeah,
but it was just quite fun. So yeah, I picked up this Prominent Poker. And I've been playing that, and I think it's quite a good game, actually. It's like very well made. You got your little character, and you got lots of customizations and stuff, but you can unlock them all with in-game currency rather than purchasable currency. It's got all sorts of online stuff as well. It's got a decent selection of offline matches with varying different degrees of skill, lots of customization, and it's just Texas Hold'em apart from that. So it's quite cartoony, but it's got some nice touches. You know, it gives you a sort of bird's eye view kind of the table, but you can stick the camera all the way around and put it wherever you like. And yeah, it's just quite fun. And so then when I went into to get Virtua Tennis today, I saw another poker game on the shelves. I knew nothing about it, but it was like super cheap. And I thought it said World Championship Poker, and the front cover had a picture of a man on it who looks a little bit like Ben Affleck.
Wow,
it isn't him, but
he's Batman, isn't he?
It looks a bit like him. It looks like Batman. Someone, like if Ben Affleck was killed and then dressed for an open casket funeral, buddy, then here you go, this dude. So this is Pure Hold'em World Poker Championship, and the creators of this game are Vufu Games, who made Pure Pool, buddy. And it's
there you go,
It's got the same style to it, like all of the same sort of graphics. Has it
got the same jazz?
It's got a banging soundtrack with multiple genres, my friend.
Get in.
And this is, the weirdest thing about this is you can play with a lot more players. I mean, the offline mode on Prominence Poker, you can only play like against 2 AI opponents, which kind of destroys it as far as I can tell. But this game, you can play up to 7 AIs or up to 7 players online as well. It's weird. Like it's quite cool, and I like all the graphics, and I like the way that it moves the camera around. It does a lot more. It's a lot more grown up in its presentation. But the opponents are just little computer boxes with their picture on, and then their chips underneath, and whether they're the small blind or the big blind or whatever. Whereas in Prominence Poker, it's all these cartoon dudes, like big gangsters, and some dude with like knives, and some bloke like a cowboy with a couple of fucking white pistols, and so I'm not sure which one I prefer. They're both just fucking poker, but either way.
Wasn't there like a Sam and Max poker game?
I don't remember that. I know that everyone was kind of into that Texas Hold'em on the 360 for a while.
Yeah, I had that. It was an arcade game. Poker Nights 2 It's got all, like, different characters from Sony and stuff in it. It's all... Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's cool. So yeah, there you go, buddy. That's my week in games. No coincidence that I had like 7 games to talk about the week that I left my job. And hopefully the poker is a coincidence.
Nice.
Rather than anything else. But yeah,
Hopefully.
There you go, buddy.
Nice.
And now it's time for the news. The news.
The news. Fucking news.
Number one. Number one.
What? Number
Number
one. Number one.
Number one.
Number one.
Number one.
Number one.
Number one. This is an interesting one, buddy. I don't know if you've heard this. I don't know if everyone's heard about this. It was mentioned a little while ago, but we'll believe it when our shit turns purple and tastes of rainbow sherbet. But Hello Games reveals details of next big update for No Man's Sky. Launching on the 24th of July. It's called No Man's Sky Next. It's obviously called No Man's Sky Next. No Man's Sky Next. Most exciting feature, buddy, is allegedly, and I feel the need to prefix everything I'm about to say with allegedly, because
I like it, yeah.
This is Hello
sense.
Games. This is No Man's Sky. And the trailer, it shows a lot of other people moving about, buddy.
Loads of people.
None of them are fucking interacting with each other.
No.
There's no proper, like, GUI there. I'm not sure. I'll believe it when I see it, but I very much hope to see it. Genuine, proper multiplayer, allegedly. Reports suggest you'll allegedly be able to team up with multiple friends for base building, exploration, races, trading, and missions. You basically would play the whole game, allegedly, with other people. You'll also allegedly be able to bump into people as well. They've also added third person for everything, so you've got first and third person to choose from. And this game's had a whole wealth of updates that no one's really bothered investigating because they fucked the launch so hard. Like freighters, base building wasn't even in there at the start. The new update is going to allow you to build bases anywhere, even in like the sky. So you can build bases under the sea or in the air or in space or whatever. Sea base 950. Big graphical upgrades as well, including a new lighting engine. I don't know. I aimed low.
Is that the year?
Yeah, the year is 950.
950, yeah, mate.
Yeah.
That's before the Battle of Hastings, that is.
Yeah, just around that sort of Norman Saxon time.
Yeah. Norman
but on
Sky,
another planet,
Saxon,
buddy. Who knows? Who knows?
I mean, exactly. Anything's possible.
Yeah, so that's what's happening. That's what's happening. That's what's allegedly happening.
Yeah.
Is
we
as
shall see.
of the 24th of July, which is next
week,
Tuesday.
Yeah.
You'll be able to play No Man's Sky with friends, build bases, fly about with friends, allegedly. What do you think of this?
I better get it downloaded so we can give it a burn, buddy, because that could be something that could be very exciting.
It's Ark in space, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
I have downloaded this. I'm ready to go.
Okay, cool.
So yeah.
I might still have it installed. I don't know. I'll check it after this.
I'm very excited by this because I quite liked that game, but there was nothing to do and no one to enjoy it with.
Yeah, that was the main issue.
Sounds like they may have remedied both of those things, buddy. So
yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
Allegedly,
indeed.
It's alleged. So there you go. Number two. Calypso Media of Tropico fame, among other things. Surviving Mars, is that Calypso Media as well? I believe it is.
Sure, I don't know.
Calypso Media has acquired the rights to the classic strategy franchise Commandos. Commandos Behind Enemy Lines came out in 1998, and I played the balls off it, even though I sucked at it, and it was rock hard. I think we've spoken about it before. I believe Mel also played this. Mel Gibson's similar experiences, love-hate relationship with it. Mainly hate, I think, from him, if memory serves.
It was tough.
It was a really tricky game, but it was essentially... It was like a RTS controls, but you had a little squad of maybe 2 to 4 men that you needed to infiltrate these like German strongholds, do various different things while staying in cover. It was rock hard. Like it was completely fucking rock hard. But I always really liked these games, and they made quite a few of them. They I think they had 3 or 4 in the franchise, and that's really interesting to me. I'm really interested to see what Calypso does with the IP. They'll be working with the original dev to some degree. Pyro were the original developer, and they released a statement saying they were pleased that it was Calypso because, they've got...
Well, Tropico series has done fantastic, to be honest.
It's done very well. And how many companies have any sort of pedigree in bringing strategy games to consoles at this point? It's like Calypso and no one. So
give it a go. It could turn out really good, this game. We'll just have to see what happens with it. It's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's going to be interesting. I mean, whether they will try and release any sort of ports or remasters, I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, it hasn't aged brilliantly. It wasn't great at the time, but a lot of the backgrounds were just kind of up-resed pictures, if I remember correctly. So I suppose there's a possibility that you could 4K the shit out of that and get it up and running on the new systems. But either way, always a franchise that I had kind of a fondness for, even though it possibly wasn't that great. So I'm pleased to see it in the hands of a team that may make something exciting of it going forwards. So there we are.
Nice.
Next from me, interesting stats coming from childcare.co.uk. This is a study that they did based on the certification on video games. This is probably going to be more interesting to parents, although kind of eye-opening to everyone. Hello there. So 2,000 parents were surveyed about their children's gaming habits and whether they recognise age ratings. 76 of those surveyed were mothers, but all were parents of children between the age of 5 and 16.
So ignore 76% of these results.
All parents, kids between the ages of 5 and 16. 86% of the 2,000 people surveyed said that they don't follow age restrictions on video games.
Brilliant.
Does that surprise you at all?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Brilliant. It's what you want.
This is in stark comparison to the 18% that said they would let their underage child watch an 18-rated movie.
Those people are really knowledgeable. And they're probably great parents.
So those are the two standout statistics here. So, like, only 14% of people, apparently, from the survey, and it's not a massive survey, 2,000. No. But it was randomly dotted about. Like, it wasn't a pool of people from one area. Just random places across the UK.
So first of all, let's look at that 86% that don't follow age restrictions for video games. Like, that's just fucking stupid. I know that I let my son play like 12 rated games. I don't know about 15s. I'm trying to think of a 15 game, but then again, I fucking play games. I know what's suitable for an 8-year-old. So,
and you're going you're going on a per game basis because you've made sure that you're knowledgeable about this.
Exactly.
You wouldn't just say he can play all 18s. You would, but at the same time, if there was one that came out that you didn't think was
suitable for it, then obviously you wouldn't play it. But then again, like this transverses through all media. I don't think it's just like video games. Like, video games are a type of media. We know that. It's a fact. Like, they should be seen the same as like music and film and TV and everything like that. And like, I'm not going to let my son or like my kids watch like an 18 rated film until I think they can handle it. I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, I'm trying to remember like my first 18 age film that I watched. I think it was like Arachnophobia. If that's even an 18, I don't know. But I remember watching that when I was like, like 9 or 10, and it just scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I get, like, yeah, give him some sort of experience, but don't make it a constant thing. Like, maybe, like, yeah, have, like, that shock factor. It's like, oh, this is an 18. You fucking watch yourself, son. But to just ignore them is just bad parenting.
I think so, especially when they're buying them for them. That's the thing.
There is that as well.
The bulk of the comment section on this article was posted, among other places, on Eurogamer, and the author of the article mentioned that he used to work in a game shop and used to regularly get a kicking from parents if he refused to sell their kids like GTA and stuff.
Yeah.
Because they just didn't recognise the rating as a legitimate one compared to games and everything
legally,
else.
it is there to stop them buying it.
Yeah, I mean, all this serves to highlight to me is that the parents are the problem.
And
another
thing about the survey is I feel like 5 to 16 is quite a wide margin.
It is,
you know,
it certainly
which is, you know, it would be better to narrow that down into smaller sections. But they've probably got the stats to do that. But they were like, let's get some shock factor.
Yeah, they need some headlines. The other real eye-opening statistic, and there were lots on the thing, but I'm just kind of picking out the highlights. 34% of the parents surveyed said that their children play 4 or more hours of games a day, every day.
That's crazy. How do you get 4 hours of gaming in a day if you're not up till like midnight like I am?
I don't know. If you're at school all day, like you come home, you know, even if they're like local, they won't be home till sort of 4:30, something like that. And then so they need to play 4 hours between like 4:30 and what? They got to get dinner in as well. Any sort of
got to get dinner in.
I mean, maybe they're playing an hour in the morning before they go to school. Like I don't know, but
yeah, possibly.
Just seems higher.
Thinking back in the day, like I would try and chuck as many hours into games as I could, but still, like I feel like that wasn't till I was a bit older. Like,
yeah,
I mean, you're talking like, I don't know, like 13, 12 plus.
I mean, there's parallels here. There's
it's
parallels between what our parents went through and what these parents are going through.
Yeah, you would think like parents these days would be like more on the ball about video games than our parents were. In a way.
Because it's been around for long enough, and there's been enough. It's in the news enough, and it sells millions. Like, it's all there for you if you want to know anything about it at all. And if it involves your children, then even if you're not interested in games, then you'd think that you'd read a couple of articles or learn something about it. It just seems crazy to me.
You'd do something, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Either way, I don't know if it doesn't really prove anything, other than perhaps people don't give a fuck about the restrictions on video games. I just don't think that that's video games as an industry's fault.
No, it's not, because they've got the restrictions there in place. It's like you say.
If anything, it should serve to highlight that people need to be better informed. They need to be educated. You know, rather than the system.
I don't know if because there's so much information out there about this already. Like, it's just people are fucking turning a blind eye to it because they can't be asked. It's like we've said before, a lot of parents kind of want to find a way to just like appease their kids, so they haven't got to deal with them. So it's the case of go and play computer games. That will keep you busy for God knows how long.
Yeah, and they're probably all just tapping away on their fucking phones anyway. Like,
yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, it's just a load of parents who are just delighted that they can have. Like, just sit in the living room in peace and get shit-faced on wine every night. Like, that's...
I'm not fucking perfect. I'm guilty of being like, yeah, just go and fucking play some Switch. Give me fucking, like, half an hour's peace or whatever. Like, I mean, I'm not perfect, but I know that's not a good thing to do, like, every fucking day.
No, exactly.
You know?
It's too easy. That's the thing, isn't it? It's too easy.
That's it. I mean, sometimes, I get it. You need a break. Whatever. Like...
Yeah.
But there's a time and a place. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's it. Balance. Well played. Yin and yang, buddy.
Gibbons. Full blown. So yeah, there you go. There's that. We will move on to this. Here we go. It's kind of a serious news section for me this week, but I think I'm just happy to have some news, to be honest.
Yeah, it makes a change, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That wasn't me putting the foot in, by the way, because obviously you can't control the news.
No, there just hasn't been any.
But it's your fault.
It's my fault completely. A Redditor using the account name Please Add Anti-Cheat hacked Splatoon 2's leaderboards in an effort to draw Nintendo's attention to the widespread hacking and cheating online. Dozens of clips online of people cheating on Splatoon 2. Most of the cheating seems to be people adjusting the power rating of their sort of splat so that they can cover way more ground per movement and per hit than other people can. So there's loads of videos online of this. I mean, this is Nintendo whose year-old console has been completely fucking jailbroke. So I suppose we shouldn't be surprised here, but either way, Splatoon 2 has no form of anti-cheat code in it. It just pops up if you quit, having a little pop at you saying, oh, you seem to have lost connection, that's convenient. And then the only other form of anti-cheat is it just relies on players reporting each other, like in a fairy tale land made of candy canes and Brewdog. It just doesn't happen, buddy. That
Sounds
sort of
like
thing.
a lovely place.
Most of the people who report each other are cunts. Who are angry, salty from a loss.
Because, they're
that's what it is.
Yeah, spot on.
So Redditor, please add anti-cheat, increased their power level, I think it's called X power level, to the top of the leaderboard so that they could have the top 4 names on the leaderboard, and they entered their names as please add anti and cheat on the leaderboard.
Well said.
Nintendo responded by banning their account and then also banning their console, so they can no longer play online on their console. So
well done.
There you go. Round of applause for Nintendo. Obviously, I'm not that surprised by that. This is someone who's like hacked their game. Maybe it suggests other people's hacking has been punished in the background and just not discussed. I suppose that's possible as well. But either way, it just serves to make Nintendo look a bit fucking dumb, frankly. Not cool, man. Like, I know we joke about how far behind they are in terms of like online infrastructure and stuff, but it's not a joke. Like, that cliche is like, it's completely true. And, you know, whether it's people managing to hack their like flagship shooter or people having to use their fucking mobiles to voice chat, like, they're just behind the times, and there's no excuse for it. They've got a shit ton of money and this thing's been a massive hit. There's people all over the world that they could hire to get themselves up to speed with the rest of reality, and they just don't seem to fancy it.
Don't need to, mate.
Bit
just
shitty.
Charge extortionate amounts of money for their peripherals and games.
And cardboard.
That's all good. Yeah, a bit of cardboard, mate.
Bit of cardboard, fucking 80 quid here. So there we go. Couple more things from me. A new law has been passed in Germany preventing pre-orders on items without a release or delivery date. This was originally passed because of something to do with like Samsung Galaxy phones. It was just in stock on a German online shop saying coming soon, but they were taking pre-orders and they were taking your money. But this law that's been passed obviously directly affects video games in Germany. So basically this means that stores can no longer take pre-orders for games with a release date like coming soon or Q4 2018, so on. Higher regional court in Munich ruled that customers should know when they can expect delivery of a product when they pre-order it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So they can't pre-order Last of Us 2 kind of thing because
they don't know when it's coming out.
That's coming out.
You can't pre-order South Park: The Fractured But Whole because maybe it'll never come out, and maybe the company would give up on it, and then eventually it will come out.
Just take my money and hold it for a year, and then give me a free game and refund me.
Yeah, there you go.
That's cool.
So yeah, I think that's cool. That's good. And it's nice to see all of these European nations flexing their muscles, whether it be the Dutch with their loot box stuff or the Germans. Oh yeah,
there was stuff about that with is it Counter-Strike Go this week, wasn't there?
Yeah,
with their loot boxes and stuff like that, which is good. Shit's happening. I'm still waiting for FIFA to get a fucking kick in.
We all want that to happen. We all want FIFA to get
so bad.
And it'd be even more interesting given that Konami are about to go live with with this game that I'm convinced is going to be an exact copy. It'd be so funny if after all these years, like 10 years of My Club, they come in and
they're like, hey guys,
we've got these cards and you can buy them, and then they're just like, vump, power off, shut down, game over.
Denied.
We'll keep you posted on that one, buddies.
Indeed.
Finally, from me in the news, Microsoft is teasing a hardware reveal, all new Xbox hardware, they say, for Gamescom. But this is very unlikely to be consoles. It's probably more likely to be the new USB-C Pro controller, and maybe something else that it also isn't a console, but I can't really see it.
VR headset, augmented reality headset. I mean, some sort of headset.
That's more likely than like an Xbox 2. So yeah,
Xbox 2 is not coming. Not yet. No chance. Yet. But then there was rumours of it coming out before the PS5. But fuck knows. Whatever. Fucking, we'll wait and see.
Phil motherfucking Spencer said that they were going to be showing in the not too distant future multiple consoles that they're working on. So obviously they're going for this.
I feel like Xbox are like they're always ones to be like, yeah, we're fucking doing it. Check it out. This is going to be the future. I like that. You know, don't fuck about. Just be like, look, this is what we're going for. We're going for like the teraflops. We're going to get all the teraflops. You know, that's what we're doing. I'm like,
I think
cool. I love it.
I think everyone's waiting for this new NVIDIA stuff to come through, or the Ryzen chips to come through.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that. I've been looking at like GTX 1060s and stuff and going like, I could get one of them. That'd be nice. And then I'm like, what's the fucking point? I'll just wait for the next one to come out. To be honest, at this stage, because they're like, what, nearly 2 years, or if 2 years old now?
At least.
Must be.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway. Yeah, no, that's cool from Microsoft. I always love new shit.
Gibbons, we'll obviously let you know what that is when it happens. But for now, that's me, buddy. So I think it's time to hand over to you for my favourite section, and I'd imagine the listeners as well, and that is Ash's News Favourite Things of the Week.
If you like news but hate information, you have found the right place. Ash's News Favourite Thing of the Week.
Cheers, buddy. Woo! Stuff has happened this week. I'm trying to find it, right? Fucking... That Appy Gamer is just dead. It's not coming back. I feel like man, I'm not happy about it, but I'm using Gamify. It's quite nice. It lets me favourite some stuff, so I'm going through that at the moment. There was one thing that I put in the Discord, and it was about Pez, the new Pez, and that's the new Liverpool kit. The Liverpool third kit has been unveiled or revealed or whatever. Using Pez. Which is fucking weird.
It certainly is weird.
I just thought I'd better mention that quickly because that's very strange. Yeah.
Odd move.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Sony have got a new PS4 model, the CUH-2200 coming out in Japan. It's the same. I think it's going to have a terabyte in it or something. Right. I don't know. Something about taxes. Something, I don't know, Japan information. There you go. Next, Hitman Episode 3 Marrakesh is free at the moment for a limited time. If you've picked up the previous free versions of Hitman, you can add to that with this level. It's a beaut.
That's cool. Yeah, it's a good level, that one.
It is. Crackdown 3, most recent delay, is... apparently the final time Microsoft is willing to delay it. So that game's been pushed back till February, I believe, next year. And I guess if they try and delay it again, it's just never going to come out, buddy. There you go.
It's been like 4 years, hasn't it?
Oh, it's been a while. They've done well. Power of the cloud, buddy. That's what it is. It takes 4 years. That's why.
Utterly ridiculous. And everything I've seen of that game recently doesn't even look very good at all. It just looks like a slightly up-resed version of the original game with the orbs and everything.
Yeah, I couldn't give a shit about that game, to be honest.
It's one of the few games that Microsoft announced in their conference that was actually coming out this year and now isn't, so that's not great either. They're real weak on the first-party stuff right now, but... it looks like they were trying to prove that they've made the investment for the future there in their conference with the purchase of those new studios. I think things will get better, but it's going to take a while, isn't it? Like, they could end up looking pretty weak for quite a while here. Not cool.
Next, buddy, we've got Konami here. They've shut down a fan-made Unreal Engine 4 PT remake, which is nice of them, I guess. Classic Konami.
Yeah.
Made by a 17-year-old. And apparently, I believe, that he has been offered an internship.
Okay, I mean...
Which is a bit interesting, but yeah, I mean... Why shut it down? Who gives a shit? But fair dues, it's your stuff, I guess. I guess
they got to protect their property and so on, but certainly wouldn't recommend going to working for Konami.
Yeah.
From everything we've heard in the past.
Yeah, apparently it attracted Konami's attention enough to offer an internship, which is definitely possible, even if it doesn't turn out to be a full-time job. Meh. Oh, well, it would have been interesting to see what PT would actually gonna be, but also fuck scary games, buddy.
Yeah, terrifying.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I know a few of our listeners love a bit of Call of Duty Black Ops. Little thing on here. If you pre-order, obviously you get in the beta. There's probably another way to get into the beta, I don't know. But if you hit max rank on the beta, you'll get a nice reward in the game.
Yay!
If you like that sort of thing, there you go. I thought I'd add that, but it wasn't something normally I put in, but I know a few of our guys like Call of Duty Black Ops. Buddy,
no,
so
you're fulfilling the
wants
and
the
needs.
masses.
Absolutely, buddy.
Yeah.
Got to be done.
Exactly. Red Dead Redemption 2 might feature a battle royale, but it doesn't want to be Fortnite. Well, I'm guessing it's not wanting to be Fortnite because it's Red Dead Redemption, but yeah, there might be a battle royale mode in that. What do you think about that, huh? Thoughts?
I don't give a fuck about battle royale games.
Yeah, me too. They're shit.
I don't. I just don't. I don't like normal shooters. I don't want one of those. So
He doesn't want it.
just want to race around
What
in a little
if-
Formula 1 car.
You were on a dinosaur shooting lasers.
I just don't want to play with other people
That's true.
unless I know them.
He doesn't like other
I've got
people.
all xenophobic in the games department again.
I feel like you've spent too much time in your flat, and now that you're going to get out and go for walks, you're going to experience other people.
I think that lonely served to make me want to play with them less.
Oh, maybe. Because people equal shit, I got you.
Slipknot said it best, indeed, buddy.
It's true. Bit of Destiny 2 news. I said I wasn't going to have any, but this is a bit interesting, and it's a bit different. It's a bit crazy. Right, Nathan Fillion, the guy that played K6, played, I guess, because he's dead now, or in the next bit. He's been replaced with Nolan North for the next expansion. Nathan Fillion's not doing the voiceover.
Yeah, I saw this. He just said he was busy, so he couldn't do it.
I'm busy.
I mean, how busy how busy must you be?
I'm just busy. I'm Nathan Fillion. I tell you what he's busy doing. Filming a Nathan Drake Uncharted fan film. Have you seen it?
I enjoyed that. Yeah.
How crazy is that? So there was a whole switcheroo. So now Nolan North is playing Nathan Fillion in Destiny, whereas Nathan Fillion is playing Nolan North in Uncharted fan film. Bit of a switcheroo. I like it. That's what
It's
it's
a bit
busy
weird.
doing, mate.
Yeah.
It is a bit weird. I don't know. I like Cade. I'm gonna miss him. Dead fucker.
I just feel like if you've done regular voice acting work in the past, like surely you can get to a studio for an hour, and it wouldn't have taken more than an hour to.
No, it wouldn't. I know, but hey ho.
Bit weird.
Finally, buddy. Finally. PSN has been a load of ball bags this week, and fuck Sony.
Yeah, that's true. It has been shit. Like, we've had so many problems with parties.
Through Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
Just terrible. Absolute issue. Apparently there was some issues where, even with private parties, people were just getting into private parties when they shouldn't be
able to join as if they were publics. No.
Yeah.
Our big problem, of course, was that it wasn't sending any game invites, so everyone had to keep finding their way to get into different private games. Was terrible.
Yeah, like we all managed to, like me and the dads managed to get on for a Thursday, try and finish off the raid on Thursday last week, and it was just, we were there for like 2 hours just trying to get shit sorted, and it just wasn't happening, mate. It's fucking terrible.
Gibbons.
Absolute ball bag.
No,
they never did come out and say why.
No, nothing. Absolutely nothing from them about the fact that their service has been broken for 3 days. It's just mental.
And this is the worst it's been for 3 years or something, I think it was.
Yeah.
As well. Which I guess is a good thing, but still, sort it out.
It's been pretty solid all in all. Much more so than I was. When I bought this console, I was really worried. And it hasn't been... It's been fine. I would imagine if you looked at the two services side by side, there's probably nothing in it in terms of downtime between the two since the launch of these consoles. So, but yeah, it has been a frustrating week if you've been trying to get on and play with people.
Gibbons, buddy, and there you go. That's my news favourite things of this week.
Well, thank you very much, buddy. That was your news. Before that was my news, of course, and that was the news. And now it's time for Out This Week.
That's Out This Week!
Yeah! So this week we've got the Banner Saga 3, buddy, which is a very good game. That's coming to PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. I say it's a very good game. I haven't played it, but the other two were great. And so I'm quite interested in this.
Probably good, yeah.
Yeah, always like really nicely put together, nice art style and cool mechanics, turn-based stuff, RPG elements. They're onto a bit of a winner there, I think, and that's cool. It
looks cool.
Does look good. This does look really cool. We've also got Mega Man X Legacy Collections 1 and 2. They're arriving as two separate packages to PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC this week. So there.
Yes.
We've also got Norman Sky coming to Xbox One on Tuesday, and along with that will come the patch.
A big fucking update.
Yeah,
enjoy downloading it.
I'm going to be looking forward to having a go at that before next week's show. That'd be quite cool. We've also got Train Sim World coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. I don't know if this is the first of the train sims to come to the consoles. But there you are if you fancy a bit of that.
Yes.
Sure. And finally out this week we have Sleep Tight, which is coming to Switch and the PC. And it's a twin-stick tower defense shooter. So it's got those sort of top-down twin-stick elements, but it's got sort of tower defense elements where you're sort of putting up turrets and trying to hold a position. It looks quite nice, and that's coming to Switch and PC. And that's it, I'm afraid, buddy. That's your lot. What do you make of that?
Summer drought,
Summer drought.
It's not good, is it? Yeah.
No, not good.
Very bad. Come on, Pez.
Come on, Pez. Open the floodgates. Come on. And now it's time for Fuckwit Corner.
Fuckwit Corner with funk. Fuckwit Corner with funk. He's got some questions for funk.
Has he got any questions?
Funk's got all sorts for us this week, buddy.
Fuck.
He loves a bit of it. Firstly, he says, yeah. Playing F1 without the assists has brought that game back to life for me. So satisfying when you get it right, because you know it was all you doing it.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that, by the way, and I've been putting in some par times with the assists on so that we know what a sort of decent lap is around each track.
Okay.
So that we can turn the assists off and kind of try and hit that time.
That point, yeah.
At which point we're as good as we were with them on, which is exciting.
Well, there you go. Just not as consistent.
Just not as consistent. Funk says, same with Ark, punishing but not for the sake of it. Games like Dark Souls, I feel, are punishing but at the expense of fun. Really hard to get that balance right. It almost feels like Dark Souls players are partly doing it to say that they did it. Same as, oh, I had 15 pints last night, aren't I the big man?
He's a big man. I'm going to put Trials HD into one of those categories. I don't know which one. I don't feel like it's Dark Souls territory because it's not that. It is quite punishing. It is a motherfucker. But like, when you get it good, it feels so good.
Yeah, I mean, Trials has got a simple set of basic rules, and you just have to learn them.
Yeah,
and if you get real good with those, then you're fine in every situation. Whereas I feel like the Souls games, and certainly Bloodborne, although maybe to a lesser extent, it does sort of fuck you over a lot. Like it will introduce something which immediately kills you, and it's like, well, yeah, you're dead now. Fucking what? Exactly.
You're dead, son.
I'm sure. I mean, the people who absolutely adore those Souls games will obviously sort of disagree with me there. But I don't care.
Idiots.
I don't care. I totally get what Funk's saying. Like, the thing with Ark is like the sense of just terror.
It's a challenge. It's not. Yeah. It's not. You could die
at any moment, but you just got to be sensible. And if you are, then you'll do well.
Yeah.
And yeah, the racing, I couldn't. It just feels so stupid. F1 with the assists on now, having done it with them off for a while, just feels like you're turning on video game mode, where you can just fucking fly into every corner however you want. It's got no sort of
on the brakes.
Basis in reality at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. Funk also says, with all the Fortnite shenanigans, I think we could end up in a place where games are split in half. Half for the youth and half for the real people.
Yeah, it's a possibility. I mean, I'm going to just say, like, Fortnite isn't just for the youth. And that's not because I enjoy playing it, because I haven't fucking played that game for months. Or, I don't know, whenever the last time I spoke about it was the last time I played it. But the amount of like dads at like when I do like the school run with the kids, they're like, have you been playing Fortnite? You playing Fortnite? You playing Fortnite? I'm like, no, I don't want to play Fortnite. It's shit.
I mean, it wouldn't be the biggest game on earth if only children were playing it.
No, I know, right?
Everyone is playing it,
and
aren't they?
it's and that's the thing. It's a game where you can just get in and play it, and you haven't got to think about it. You don't have to put time into that game to play it. I don't know. I don't know. It requires
zero commitment, and that's why people like it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same reason why friend of the podcast Mark and friend of the podcast Dan like COD, because it makes them feel powerful when they do well, but if they die, then they're dead. They're instantly back in the action. 2 seconds later, it's game on again, and they can pick it up for 10, 15, 20 minutes when they get a moment away from the kids, and they can just have a burn on it. They don't need to get invested. They can't pick up something like
there
Skyrim.
Is also that opportunity to get invested into it.
Yeah, it's there if you want it.
There's that like meta game to it, but a lot of people couldn't give a fuck about it. They just want to get in there, shoot people. Oh shit, I'm dead. Let's go again and again and again and again. And that's what it is, It's that kind of...
The more interesting question, when he's saying like split in half for the youth and half for the real people,
for the retards and the non-retarded, you mean?
Well, it's almost like the mobile game console split that you had before, where you've got hundreds of millions of people fucking matching gems on their phones in their lunch break, versus people who are playing through The Last of Us, and that's like quite a big difference in gaming style,
Yeah.
So the question perhaps is, how many more of these sort of popcorn extravaganza, fucking throw your time away, whatever you like, or don't bother sort of Fortnite-esque kind of things, is that going to become more prominent on consoles, these
the fact
throwaway
that
stuff?
It's free to play as well, because like once again, calling back to the dads at the school run, it's a case of like they've got a PlayStation for whatever reason, it's there, and their kids play on it or whatever. Like, they got it bought a few years ago. They don't really touch it. They don't buy games for it. But the fact that this is free, like, you can just download it and then they're off. They like, once again, there's no commitment again there. You don't feel like you have to do, play it for so long to get your money's worth because it's free. And then they'll end up spending a fucking fortune on it. What was it? I think there was a stat came out today that they made over $1 billion on fucking microtransactions already or something.
Yeah, and we'll get on to that shortly. I've actually got a graph for the first time ever in the pod notes this week.
Fucking hell, mate.
I know, right?
Graphs.
Check me out.
Professional.
Fucking crazy. Yeah.
Check that shit out. Wow.
Yeah, it's like a sort of investment versus lack of investment with these games now, and I think that there is a shift there. There didn't used to be so many games that were just so throwaway. And they certainly weren't the most popular games before. People valued immersive experiences, well-created games and well-created game worlds. And I worry for high-budget single-player campaigns. The more that
I feel like there's always going to be something that's always going to be there. There's always going to be a... Yeah, I feel like there is.
I worry about it, and the stats that I've got as well kind of suggest there might be a bit of an issue there. But I'd like to think that as an art
if
form,
anything,
as a
it's going to
media,
go down like the cans route then, where it's...
you're always going to have a Joseph Ferris, aren't you? You're always going to have someone who wants to tell a tale, hopefully.
Exactly. Yeah,
maybe.
But there will be. It's an art form, buddy. There's always going to be those things there. So maybe they might not be AAA, but you will be able to get it somewhere.
Gibbons, and maybe that wouldn't be a bad thing if AAA was just like fucking Battlefront and Fortnite, just like shooters, like mindless shooters full of microtransactions. If that was all AAA games, then you could just disregard all AAA games.
AAA games,
get on with it with the tier below,
exactly.
Be handy.
But one thing I would say, like Fortnite, it's very polished for what it is.
Oh, it's a good game.
It's a good game.
Does what it does.
I mean,
brilliantly.
The fact that they were building that game previously before they made the Battle Royale mode kind of helps, I think. Like, they had a whole co-op campaign and everything, which you can still buy, apparently.
Okay.
Like the whole original game, wasn't it?
We played the beta when it was that
Save
game.
the World or whatever it's called, I think it is now.
Yeah, with the zombies spawning and so on.
Yeah, exactly. I think that definitely helped. Because a lot of these fucking free to play like games that come out are proper dog shite. Whereas this it's very polished and they've done a good job with it. I must say, like, hats off, I guess.
Gibbons, fair play to them.
Fuck that game.
Yeah, that as well. Both of those things with real sentiment from us. Yeah,
100%.
So Funk rounds things off with this. He's obviously noticed the release schedule as well. And he says this: the summer games drought. Do we reckon numbers really drop in the summer when people are on holiday and outside more? Are there any stats to actually back that up? So I think Funk's wondering if perhaps someone should maybe just release a fucking good game at some point in June and see how that goes. I would love it if that was the case, but I have found some stats. So what I've got is the US retail stats in terms of dollars made between July 2016 and May 2018. So what I can do is just pick a month from that period and I can tell you how much they made. So
period.
So, for example, in July 2016, US retail made $500 million on video games. In November of that year, they made $2 billion. So they went from $500 million in July to $2 billion in November and $3 billion in December. The following year, in May, again, May 17, $500 million. June 17, $0.7 billion. November, $2.8 billion. December, $3.3 billion. So, I mean, obviously these stats do have some bearing on the game's releases at the time. Like, there's nothing to buy now.
I was going to say, like, literally, because there's no games. They're not going to make any money because there's no games.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy, isn't it? Like, there's nothing to buy right now. But I think that the the cycle began with people not buying as many games in June, July.
Obviously, yeah. I mean, the ramp up to Christmas, like, because, you know, back in the day, or probably still now, is video games are for kids. And kids want stuff at Christmas.
Yeah.
Therefore, bring out all the games at Christmas so the kids can have them for Christmas.
Gibbons. One thing I noticed with my statisticking was that, last May this year, it was 0.7 billion. So it's it's up 200 million in revenue from the previous year, which is quite big. Really, that's quite a lot. Also, the games industry has grown exponentially every year except 2011. I'm not quite sure what was so special about then. I think it was maybe mid-cycle. So I was going to
say,
you'd think that the consoles were established at that point.
Brain's just gone fucking dead. That's when the 360 came out, wasn't it? 2010.
It was something. I thought it was a little earlier than that.
I got it for me 21st birthday. I don't know, 20th birthday. I can't remember. That's 2010. Yeah.
08, 09.
I don't know. All stats are gone now, mate. You've thrown these new stats at me, and old stats had to.
05 360.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was 20 in 05. Yeah, I was born in 85. Yeah, good point. Yeah.
I don't really know what the reason is.
I got it for my
that.
21st birthday. My stat was correct. I just thought I was 24 in 2011, not 06. What a dumbass. There you go.
So the other stat, and Fung didn't ask for this, but I was looking at all of these different charts and stats, and this one really stood out to me. What it is year-on-year sales worldwide for the video game consumer market value, and from 2011 until now, and a projection for 2019, and it's got DLC and package markets. So it's got DLC sales and actual game sales here. So in 2011, the industry made $22.4 billion worldwide, dollars that is, on game sales, and 5.3 billion on DLC and microtransactions and season passes and so on. Okay. 2012, it's 18.4, so down from 22.4, but DLC goes up to 7.1 from 5.3. Now this continues to happen until
quite the trend.
In 2016, game sales 10.9 billion, DLC sales 10.3 billion, and then 2017, 10 billion on game sales, 11.7 on DLC, and then last year, 13.2 billion on the DLC versus 9.6 on the games, and projected for next year only 9 billion on the games. We've gone from 22 billion in 2011 to 9 billion now, and the DLC 15 billion, up from 5. So the two things have switched. They still add up to roughly the same number.
Yeah.
So the industry isn't like losing money at all, but DLC is now completely overtaken game sales. And you're talking literally 2/3 to a half of the revenue is no longer the actual fucking video games. It's all the add-ons, it's the DLC, it's the season pass, it's the microtransactions. Just crazy, seeing this graph.
I'm trying to think of like where I'm guilty of that. Obviously with Destiny, I am highly guilty. I mean, from now until they release the next Destiny, like physical version, it's just going to be DLC. So yes, I will be buying whatever like add-ons and stuff are available for that game, and when they come out, if they look good enough, which they probably will. But I'm trying to think of other games that, you know, that I'm not like as heavily invested in, where I buy DLC, and I literally can't really think. I bought the Division season pass because it went on sale for like a tenner. But I don't know. What other season pass did we buy?
I don't remember any. There's probably one out there somewhere. I think back in the day, I vaguely remember buying a Halo pack for Halo 3.
We got Project Cars. I remember you bought that when that was on sale.
It was Drive Club. I got the Drive Club DLC.
Was it Drive Club?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Drive Club DLC, wasn't it?
It was £2.90.
It was fucking nothing, wasn't it?
But
that's the thing.
Packs that were £8 before, but
yeah,
it was I still bought it.
Yeah, but
I can't think of any others. I think that's the only one.
And like the only time we spent microtransactions was on Orcs Must Die because we played a fucking load of that game. It's free to play, and we were like, "Fair dues, here's like £8. Fuck it."
Yeah, exactly. We both spent £8 on that game, and then learnt that the game was so skewed.
Yeah, it's so fucked. Yeah,
it just didn't work. But they deserved their money. That was
exactly. I didn't feel bad about doing that, but I don't know.
It's just a strange one.
I know. I don't know. Unless are these DLC markets, are they included actual like, you know, game sales, like digital game sales? Do we know, or is it literally just saying DLC?
I think it's everything. So it's all game sales versus all DLC and microtransactions.
Oh, okay, so like even digital game sales are included in package market. Yeah. Okay.
So, and the swing is from 2011. There were 22.5 billion was made on game sales and only 5 billion on DLC. And then this year we're at 9.6 billion. So down from 22.5 to 9.5. And then the DLC
once again,
gone
I'm going to bring it
tripled.
back down to bad parenting.
It's just that there was much
like,
less
every
to buy
time
then.
like I play Fortnite or my son plays Fortnite, which isn't very often still now anyway. He's got his like little V-Bucks that he's been saving up, and he's like looking at that. I'm like, don't get that, like fucking that's shit. Just save it until you get something really good, like that you like that's fucking awesome. Like, don't waste your money. Like, it's pointless. And like on like all like I don't know. All these different things. He's like, oh yeah, I want this, I want that. Like, no, you don't need that. That does nothing to the game, or like, I don't know. Like with like Minecraft, like he's like, oh, I want these skins. I'm like, why? They're skins. You can't even see them. It's a first-person game. He's like, oh, okay. That's educating kids.
You on that, you know, you've
exactly.
been there, done that.
This is it. Like, you know, whereas like. So many parents would be like, oh yeah, you can have that. Like, fucking brilliant. Like, well done. You're making the games marketplace a horrible place for us people that have enjoyed it for so many years. Thank you. Sorry, rant over.
No, it's true. I think the thing that I wanted to highlight really was that the revenue hasn't dropped off at all. And that's kind of interesting to me. Like, the revenue is a solid between 21 and 23 billion a year worldwide. And it's just the stuff that people are paying for that's changed. So that suggests to me that the money's always there. Like, if they hadn't pushed DLC and continued with the old model of just making a game and completing it, then the revenue, it proves that the money was there for that. It's statistics that, to me, point to something that's been engineered. An idea that games cost more now, so they have to subsidize it with revenue.
They're not making
I was
thinking
more money.
where you were going with this. But yeah, no, that makes sense. Oh, we're not making enough money, so we have to pump out the DLC.
Yeah. Well, they're not making any more money. They've just changed the model around, and it's their doing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's their doing. So
fuckers.
Yeah. Interesting, anyway, hopefully. Or really boring. Either way. It was at the end of the show, buddy, so you could just skip it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But thanks very much, Funk. Really cool input this week. Cheers for that.
Legend.
Every week, we end the show with questions and comments sent in by you. If you've got anything for us, just pop an email to the jfgpodcast@gmail.com or contact us on Facebook, Twitter, or at justforgamers.co.uk. Now it's time for JfG Street Beat.
You got a question we wanna know. Street Beat. Facebook, Twitter, we're on them all. So hit us up and be on the show. Street Beat. The JfG Street Beat.
Street Beat.
We wanna know.
Get on the show.
Get on the show. And wanted to pop a little bit of a thingy on the end here. I've been having a chat with friend of the podcast, Mark, this week. He was privileged enough to go to the British Grand Prix with his little son Jacob this last sort of weekend, was it, or the weekend before? A couple of weeks ago.
A couple of weeks ago.
Fucking awesome. Something I've always wanted to do.
Man.
Like, I was dead jealous. Like, very, very cool. And obviously, like, it's almost like a music festival vibe there. He was sending me like quite a few pictures of really cool shit there, like loads of different cars and stands and among other things, a lot of simulators for the crowd to sort of get invested in, have a go of. They were running a competition each day, like fastest lap time to win like an F1 like racing helmet and stuff. Really cool on like the new F1 game that was like all set up there, which is great. He's been thinking for a while because his kid's like obsessed with Formula One. He's been thinking about getting a wheel for some time. And was just kind of asking, like, what's a good one? What's good to get? Like, how good's the wheel stand pro? Like, how adjustable is it? And so on. And it's difficult because I've only really used my wheel and you've only used yours. So it's kind of hard, but
Mine's the best because it's got a clutch.
yeah, well, I don't think he's that fussed about that. He's happy with flappy paddle.
Yeah.
But in terms of build quality, I've always thought your one looks better than the
I'll have to bring it
T150.
down when we get together. A couple of weeks from now.
Couple of weeks, yeah. That'd be
I'll
cool,
bring it down.
actually. Yeah. But yeah, he was the prices kind of fluctuate on these wheels because it's not like a game that sort of comes out and then slowly depreciates. This is a peripheral for a console that's, out, and games are constantly coming out for it, so it doesn't really drop in price in the same way. And actually, I found that the T150s, which is what myself, Funk, and PJ have got, they have all gone up in price. They're all like £150 at this moment in time.
Yeah, you got them fucking right sunk in price, didn't we? Like when they popped on that sale.
Yeah, they were. I think they were a ton or just over.
And mine's like a G29, and I think that's normally like about 200 quid.
Yeah,
I think I got it for like about 120 from Curry's. It was a fucking steal.
Yeah, I've had a look on different reviews, and it's kind of. I think most people prefer the way that the G29 looks, but in terms of performance, I think that they are around the same. The T150 and the G29, they're sort of mid-range wheel. You got the Thrustmaster T60, which doesn't have feedback. You're never going to want something that doesn't have. Like, imagine what's the point? Absolutely. But then there's the Thrustmaster T300, which is like the Mac Daddy one, I suppose. But that's like £280. So
yeah, I'm just on Curry's. My G29 is 230 quid.
Fucking hell, that's amazing. Like, yeah, you got it like 100 cheaper than that, didn't you? So,
yeah.
I can highly recommend the T150 as someone who's obviously I've used a hell of a lot. Like, it is worth noting, and I did mention this to him, that when I first got that wheel, I don't know if you remember, it fucking broke like within an hour. And I had to send it back, but it was because it was Amazon. Some dude turned up the following morning with another one before they even took the like broken one away. So it was fine. And since then, it's been completely fine. Funk's one has been fine. I think he's had some weird stuff with pedals, but I suspect that's usually the game rather than the wheel. PJ's not had any problems either, and friend of the podcast, Pete's got one as well. So I suppose in terms of tried and tested, the T150 it's cheaper than the wheel that Ash has got, and we've all had really good experiences with it. But I've always liked the look of your one more, if I'm honest, Ash. I think it looks a bit cooler. As you say,
it's got more gadgets and buttons on, buddy.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Why it's cooler.
And I've always rated Logitech. Like, I've had lots of Logitech stuff in the past, like speaker systems and mouse and keyboard sets, and they've always been like really good. So, and then the wheel stand. What are you using at this moment in time? Your desk.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So
Which does the job, does it perfectly, because it's like the perfect height, and I can get my legs underneath it, so it's not too bad.
yeah.
But yeah, it's the leg positioning which is the main thing. Getting that seating position right. But I'm guessing your fucking setup is a million times better than mine.
Well, I mean, I'm fully adjustable in terms of where the pedals and the wheel is.
Exactly.
Obviously, I'm on a sofa, which isn't ideal, but
Yeah, I've got my fucking office chair. that I use. So also adjustable. There you go.
Yeah, I mean the key thing for him is obviously like he needs to be able to adjust. He's as tall as I am, like well over 6 foot, so he needs to be able to adjust everything. The pedals can be adjusted on the Wheel Stand Pro. They just kind of clamp on, so you can kind of unclamp them, slide them up and down, and then clamp them back together. You do have to use like an Allen key though, so it's not like super on the fly. And then the wheel itself, it'll just go up and down on that stand, no problem. And that stand, I'm pretty sure that works with multiple wheels, like all the Thrustmasters, and I'm sure it works on your one as well, that G29. So
yeah, I'm sure they're normally got like bolt holders underneath, aren't they?
That's
like
right,
they're in
yeah.
a standard position or whatever, aren't they? One thing is, if you know your pedals, if you're just putting it on the carpet, has it got grips that dig into the carpet, or does it slide about a bit?
Yeah, I mean, I found that, it does have grips, but they weren't necessarily fit for purpose. It kind of depends on your shag count, buddy, on the old
that's
carpet.
True. One thing that I really like about the pedals, obviously, on mine, is there's like a little button you can press, and this like strip of like needles goes pow, and it like flips down and proper like just embeds itself into
That is
into
cool.
whatever. Obviously, hardwood floor, not gonna work. Just gonna scratch it up. But you know, if you've got like a rug or something there, it literally like I have no issues with it moving about if you haven't. But with your setup, is there a foot pedal kind of placement thing where you can screw it into as well, or not?
It literally has. You got 2 bars on the bottom, and then you've got a piece of metal at the top and a piece of metal at the bottom. And screws that go in either end, so it's literally like a double metal clamp. So you just put like part of that under the side skirts, and part of it you just clamp the actual pedals on.
Oh, okay, cool. Right, so it just clamps it down in place. That's
just
really
clamps
cool.
it in place, and because those bars are kind of fairly lengthy, they're probably like a meter long, you can kind of put the pedals wherever you want on.
Adjust it.
on there.
Cool.
I've kind of long since wondered if it's actually damaged and dug into the pedals, and I suspect it probably has, but I'm not sure that matters if you're never going to move it off of that.
It's just a plastic casing, isn't it?
Exactly.
Anyway, so it's not going to really damage it.
It's never moved about. It was a good purchase, but obviously that they're in demand. They're bespoke, and they're like over £100 and never go down in price. So it's a real, you got to take a massive hit, not just on the wheel, but to get a decent wheel and the stand, you're talking 250 plus, which is a bit of a bastard. But at the same time, I was talking to Funk about it the other day, and he said his wheel is the best peripheral he's ever had, like for a gaming console, and I totally agree. Like it would affect my decision to switch. Like if the PS5 does come out in a couple of years, this thing would need to support my wheel. And if it didn't, then I could see myself holding off on buying a new console specifically because of my gaming
because
wheel.
of that reason.
It's that big a deal.
Isn't it?
It's such a game change, especially game night. Like it's just enriched it so much. So
yeah. Another thing, buddy, mine's got little LEDs on it that flash up when I rev.
I like yours more than mine. It looks cooler, even though mine's Ferrari, but that makes it look even cheaper. Makes it look Tommy,
It's like the guy that rocks up in his fucking Vauxhall Astra or whatever, wearing a Ferrari jacket.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The fucking
nice,
the Fiat fucking
the hat
Nova with the max power fucking decals in the back. Yeah, exactly.
I love it, mate.
Oh, cool. Well, anyway, Mark, let us know what you do in the end. We'd be interested to hear what you buy and how it works out for you. So keep us posted.
Gibbons.
So I think that'll about do it, buddy, for episode 172. It isn't coming home, of course, which is a bit of a shame.
It's not coming home.
But
not coming home.
It's been a good show. I've enjoyed it. I wonder why. I just seem to be happier recently. It's really strange.
I feel a bit happier about my life. It might be the fact that I've been drinking a lot this evening, but you know.
I hope I've served to G you up a little bit at least, buddy.
Gibbons, buddy. I've thoroughly enjoyed it once again doing the pod.
What are we going to play now?
I need to see some Ark, I feel.
Yeah, I'm sure the funk will be on there.
I need to see what you've been making.
Gibbons.
But I'm busting for a piss first, though.
Me too. Let's fucking finish this shit off. Get shot of these cunts, and then we'll play some games, shall we?
Sounds good.
Yeah. You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for listening. You can find us in a series of places that I will now tell you about. Also worth noting, another thing that I'm doing on my list of stuff to do, buddy, because I've got some free time. Going to be recording some new jingles this week, so probably won't get into this week's show, aka this one. But this time next week should have some new jingles, buddy.
I don't know how I feel about this.
We have needed something throughout this week forever. That's
true.
We're using a couple of jingles that reference an old email address at the moment, so it's about fucking time that I pulled my finger out.
That probably needs updating. Yeah, good shout.
So I'll get on that. I just need to remember how to play the guitar if I'm going to use any of that. But anyway.
Nice. I like it.
Thanks so much for listening, buddies. You can find us at www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk. We will be able to see things that you write there if you go to the Street Beat page and write them. And then we'll see them. And then we'll read them out in this last section of the show called JfG Street Beat Buddies, you may or may not be familiar with. We're also on social media, for example, Facebook.com/the JfG Podcast. Our Twitter handle is at the JfG Podcast. We're also on the video streaming sites, YouTube, we're on there, twitch.tv/the JfG Podcast, and mixer.com, aka beam.fucking-pro, we're on there as well, JfG Podcast. Don't go on SoundCloud. It's almost a year since I uploaded something to that, so just don't bother. I shouldn't even really mention it. But we do have a PS4 community that you can join. Just search the JfG Podcast on your console. You can find our Discord on our website. Come and join that. Have a chat. It's a place where we chat. And then, as well as that, we're also on Google+, if that is how you choose to live your life. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. We'll catch you next time. Of course we will. Until then, I've been Alex. He has been Ash.
Goodbye.
Farewell. You've been listening to the JfG Podcast with Ash and me, Alex. To find out more, head to www.justforgamers.co.uk, Facebook.com/the JfG Podcast, or Twitter, where we are at the JfG Podcast. Episodes go live every Sunday, and if you could pop onto iTunes and write us a quick review, we would love every inch of you, even if you got old and fat. Thanks so much for listening, and we will catch you next time.